Welcome. You're listening to the I'm Wired to Inspire podcast, creatively engineered by Robin Nicole, the inspiration specialist. I'm Wired to Inspire is a powerfully packed 5-minute podcast filled with inspiration and encouragement to get you through your day. It's designed to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Now stay tuned for your host, Robin Nicole, the inspiration specialist, on today's episode of I'm Wired to Inspire.
Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today on my podcast. It is a pleasure to have you here with me today. And this is day 2, ladies and gentlemen, of the King Me series, 5 simple yet essential tips for the Christian single king. And I have a special treat for you guys today. This man of God is very popular on Instagram, and he's popular across the country. He's a well-known inspirational speaker, and his entire movement is about kings and queens, and he goes by the name of none other than King Jay Barnett. He will be featured today in my Kings with Character segment that will come on at the end of my segment. And he's going to talk about the choices you make and what you do as you plan greatness in your life. I'm going to definitely speak more on the greatness aspect and praying and working, and he brings it all home on what it is you're doing and what your concept is of, the choices you make in your life. And it's great to hear these things from a man of God because he's actually living it. He's walking it out. And, one of the things that I want you guys to remember with this is, I say it all the time. I like both men and women to listen to the series, the Queen Me and the King Me series, because both sexes get to learn information about the other. I think it's also a great confirmation because many times as women of God, we're trained and taught to be helpmates for our husbands and also just to be great examples for our fathers, brothers, uncles, sons, friends, men of God. We're taught to do these things. And I think it's just really good when the conversation is open and transparent and we talk about the things that are viable for these relationships. Knowing great pillars and earmarks that men of God should have in place. And just as women of God, what we need to do so that we can help them and to see these things come to pass. So again, thank you guys for joining me. I want to make sure you guys are social media savvy with this. If you want to comment or copy and paste anything or screenshot, put it in your IG story, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever you'd like. I want you to use the following hashtags. Hashtag Thrive, Cultivate, Reign. And that's REIGN. That reign is the one we're using. Hashtag King Me Series. Hashtag Kings with Character. And lastly, live your authentic purpose. So now I want to jump right in. Today's topic is, again, plan greatness, pray and work. Now, y'all, one of the amazing things about being a man, is your ability to change your entire world by taking action. Now, I'm giving you this from a woman's perspective. So many of us women feel this way because in our minds, we know that it is awesome to have ideas, but it's even better to have faith. So most importantly, you have to take action to accompany them with each other. I often talk about the dream team, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But, we forget about the dream team of faith, which is faith, work, and action. They all work together in tandem, and it's a package deal. It is a great characteristic of a king because when you see a man doing both simultaneously, a real woman of God, she's going to notice that. A real woman of God will see past fluff. If she sees that it's more about the bells and whistles and then you just throw God on it, a real woman of God who's hearing from the Father, if her flesh is not involved, she's going to always spot a counterfeit. She's always going to spot somebody who is doing it for the applause, doing it because of what it looks like. And they can say it's God, but as they project and as they continue, God gets further and further away from what the main thing is. And one of the things we have to realize also is that this goes for men and women. We have to be careful because the enemy can set it up where you can be doing something good. You can be doing something good and you can get a lot of applause. People can say you're so great and you're so awesome at it and you're making a difference. But that may not be God. Let me tell you, I mentioned this on my IG recently. This is not the season of good looks. This is the season of God moves. Okay? So we have to be careful, again, like I said, both men and women, that when we are planning greatness and when we are praying and working, we have to make sure that we are not drowned out by the world saying that we're doing something great, but we're actually doing what God is calling us to do. It is very easy to get caught up in the okie doke of that. Because seriously, the enemy does not like us, y'all. He don't care nothing about us. And his main objective is to throw us off. And if he knows we're struggling with pride, if we're struggling with, getting attention and shiny things, people can say that we're doing something great. And it can really be a good look, but God may be saying, this is nice, but I want you to do this. I just recently heard about a story of some sisters. I think they were twins. I forgot their names, but one of my mentors mentioned them to me earlier this year. And their brand shot up like just overnight, like over 100,000 followers. It was popping. And somewhere along the way, God arrested them and said, hey, this is cool. It's not a bad idea, but I want you to go another way. Right in the height of the fame, right in the height of the notoriety, they made the choice to put God first. And not saying that he wasn't first before, but even myself, I have to be transparent about that. Even myself, even when I hear God on things, I have to follow him to the T. Because there are times that I can begin to do what he's telling me to do, but I can deviate. So I think it is just really important that we pay attention to God when he's giving us these platforms, when he's telling us what to do. And I don't mean being famous on social media for everybody. I'm talking about people who have genuine everyday callings to motherhood, fatherhood, blessing others in the workplace. You're in ministry. This does not mean you have to be famous. I just mean period. Whatever it is, you can be getting praise and glory from something on your job, and it may not be something God wants you to do. Sometimes people think if you're doing something with kids or doing something for sick people or homeless people, that can be great. Listen, I've even done that. People have applauded me before for work I've done with children, but even God tugged me and said, Robin, this is good, but this is not God. I know they need to be helped, but I have people in place that's actually going to even do that for them. Because I will never leave my children stuck out. I won't leave anybody stuck out because I'm going to take care of mine. I'm going to take care of my seeds. But what you have to understand, Robin, is I've carved you out to do something in particular. So whoever is listening, know that God has called you to do something in particular, specifically for you, for your purpose, and for what he's called you to do in your life. And even though we can hear the bells and whistles, God wants us to focus on him. He does not want us to get caught up in what we think is the thing for us to do, but what he wants us to do. You'll find that as a person of maturity, you have to take responsibility for all that you do, and we can't blame God and others for the things that are not working. And even when things are working, we have to always search ourselves daily to ask God, hey, is this working because I'm just following the rules and the natural laws of this happening because I'm following the directions? Or is this really a good God thing because this is what you've lined up for me? And that's a scary question because sometimes, I would be faced with that and I wouldn't want to face it because I knew in my heart of hearts that some of that stuff was flesh driven. So I want to make sure that you guys understand that, it's easy to blame God. It's easy to blame the man. It's easy to blame the system or even your upbringing. But your life not being how you would like it to be has to do with you making the choice to plan greatness for your life, to pray and work. Okay? It's easy to say that everything will be great, but you have to plan it. Okay? These are the tools that you need to manifest your dreams. These are the tools, these are the things needed so that you can get to the place in God that you can't even see yet. The place that he sees for you that you haven't even fathomed yet. Because here's another thing. God is setting you up because he knows that as a gentleman, the plight of a gentleman is a special one. It's not an everyday thing, especially a man of God. It is not going to be a normal cakewalk, okay? So this is why it's important that we have to allow the love and guidance of Jesus Christ to navigate your journey, and for us as women, our journeys as well. And I want to leave you guys with this quote from my segment, and that's from Bishop Dale Bronner. What you are and what you can become is not based on your dirt. It is based on your seed. So with that being said, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our Kings with Character guest for today, and that is none other than King Jay Barnett.
One of the things that I've learned as I have continued to grow, continue to evolve and mature as a young man, but as a man of faith, is learning that I have the ability to change everything around me. So many times we feel as though we are stuck and that the course that has been set in our lives has to be the course that we choose. But our ability to be able to make a choice outside of our circumstance, outside of what has taken place in our life, even outside of what we have been given, we have a choice to whether or not we will accept that. And one of the things that I want to challenge men all over the country is don't accept the road that has been laid out for you. Choose to move beyond what you see. Choose to move beyond what you even know. Because with God and being a man of faith, there are endless possibilities to where your faith, your purpose, and your journey can take you. And understanding that, you understand that your character is attached to your destiny. How you behave, how you move, how you think, how you respond, how you react is intertwined into your traits that will move you closer to your destiny or move you away from your destiny. And I want every young man under the sound of my voice, even young women that are listening to me, to understand that your character will not only take you there, but it will help keep you there. And if your character is diminishing from your behavior, that's because you have yet to realize and identify the purpose that God has for you and why He has you here on this earth. But if you want to connect to your purpose, if you want to connect to your destiny and the road that leads you to fruits that produces prosperity, fruits that produces success, fruits that produce healthy relationships, fruits that produce healthy connection and healthy networking, you have to identify with what God has given you. And so I want to leave you with this. Your character is everything. And as you learn that your character is everything, I also want you to learn and also want you to know that you do not have to choose the road that has been laid out for you. Many of us are raised in families that have generational ties of poverty, generational ties of unhealthy relationships, unhealthy marriages, unhealthy behaviors, and unhealthy characteristic traits. But it's a choice that we make to either we can adopt those same behaviors or we can choose to move beyond those behaviors and live the life that God has really caused us or called us to live as kings and queens. And so this has been a great opportunity to be a part of this initiative, King Me. And once again, I want to say to those that are listening, know that the choice is in your hands. And this is King Jay, and this is the characteristics of a king.
Man, that was dope. I really, really was feeling that. I was really feeling the part where he said your character is attached to your destiny. That is one to grow on right there. So if you want to get more gems like that from Brother Barnett, King Jay, you can definitely hit him up on his IG, and that's King Jay, Jay Barnett with 2 T's on IG. You can also go to his website, webuildprojects.org. Or if you would like to book him for a speaking engagement, you can go to Jay at j-barnett.com. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today on day 2 of our King Me series. I definitely want you guys to join me tomorrow. You will not want to miss it. It is day 3, Cultivate Character, Leading with Integrity. Tomorrow's guest is popping. Just like the first 2 days, I will not disappoint you tomorrow, guys. So make sure that you are here to check that out. And God bless you. And I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. I'm wired to inspire, and I hope you are too.
Thanks for listening to I'm Wired to Inspire podcast at I'mWiredToInspire.com. If you enjoyed the show, spread the word and be sure to hit the 5-star rating on iTunes. For more information on this podcast and inspirational products and services, log on to the inspirationspecialist.life or I'mWiredToInspire.com. And remember to live your authentic purpose. Thanks again, and see you next time.